Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning into another video. I'm just going to briefly touch on the lack of accountability. We definitely live in a time where there is a lack of that, and I never understood why that is because it's not a bad thing to be held accountable. I think it's dangerous to uh, not hold like the ones that you're close to accountable for things, like if it's family or friends that are like family or somebody that you might be in a relationship with and things of that nature. Like, you can still have love for them or even love them or whatever, but at the same time it's like you can still correct them out of love. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be harsh and brutal with it, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's like, well, if it gets the point across, then hey, if it has to be done that way, then go ahead. But I think that a lot of people, my opinion, of course, right? So I think a lot of people, or maybe even some people, feel like, you know what, I'm not going to hold them accountable because I don't want them to hold me accountable for me doing all these weird things or whatever. And it shouldn't work that way. You know what I mean? Just because you're not holding, like, they look at that as reciprocation, which it is, but not in a good way. You know what I'm saying? If you truly care about somebody, like if it's you're in a relationship with somebody, or if it's a close friend, family member that you really love and care about, and you see them doing wrong, like, say something. Because wouldn't you want them to say something if you was just out and about and you were struggling or whatever, and you was battling something? Wouldn't you want them to be there for you? You know what I'm saying? So if they're messing up or whatever, then let them know. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know, however the delivery is, as long as it gets across. But not saying anything is just like, wow, like you're watching all of this and you're not saying a word, like that ain't good. So like I said, if you really care about whoever it is or whatever, you're going to do that, however they take it. And at least one thing you can say about that is like, well, at least I reached out, at least I tried to help, even if they didn't want it or they didn't want to hear it. At least you reached out and did it, as opposed to not saying anything at all. You know what I'm saying? But like I said before, it's like, we live in a time where it's like people don't want to say nothing, I guess. And it's unfortunate, like I said. Um, and I think a large percentage of this world is messed up because, the ones that are around them, they just enable their behavior. So if they're doing wrong, they're going to enable it or just not say anything at all. And I think that's the sad part these days, but that's just the world we live in. But I know one thing: if it was me and I was messing up or whatever, I would want somebody that's close to me to, like, kind of like keep me in check, so to speak. But it's not a bad thing. People look at that as like, oh, you're being this, that, and the third. It's like, no. Like, look at it like in the workplace, they call it what, coaching. Like, if you mess up, they'll probably give you like a verbal or something like that, and this, that, and the third. But it's really to keep you in check, keep you in line, so you don't just go off the deep end. There might be something that they see that you didn't do or whatever, and they're just trying to let you know, like, hey, just next time you do this, make sure this is done, make sure that's done, or whatever. You know, constructive criticism. I always look at that as a good thing because it reminds me of the workplace term coaching. You know, you're messing up in life or whatever, you're not doing this, you're not doing enough of this, you're doing too much of the wrong thing. It's like, look, they care about you. Otherwise, they'll just let you do whatever, you know, whatever it is that you're not doing enough of or whatever. If they care, they're gonna reach out. You know, um, if they don't care, they're just gonna let you, like, whatever, I don't care. I'm just gonna let you do whatever. So when it comes to, being held accountable, like I said, it's never a bad thing. Whether if it's like somebody that's close to you, friends, family, whatever, um, just reach out to them, let them know. And at least there's only one that sees that you're trying, and that's God. He sees everything. Um, at least you can say that you tried, and He knows that. And so, but yeah, I just wanted to give my synopsis on the lack of accountability and things of that nature. I think that there should be more of that. especially like I said, to those that you care about and stuff like that. Like, say something. You know what I mean? Like, however they take it, if they even if it goes in one ear and not the other, at least you tried. But yeah, I definitely appreciate each and every one of you for coming through. I always appreciate the feedback. And one thing about me is that, like, whenever I share something, I always keep in the back of my mind, like, okay, so and so is watching. Like, that's how huge this platform is, because you never know. Like with anything that you do or anything that you post, especially if it's like, you know, something good, right? Always say to myself, okay, somebody's watching, and you just never know, because it's like they might give you feedback on like a video that you did, or a live that you did, a short that you did, whatever it is, or even a community post to be like, hey, um, I was really battling this, and I came across your content, and I was so close to giving up. Obviously, this is an example. I was just so close to giving up, and it's like, I appreciate you for this, because I was basically at my wit's end. That's the type of stuff I keep in the back of my mind whenever I upload something, because this platform is huge, and it's a blessing. I've actually had that happen before with me. I didn't even expect it. I didn't even know who it was, but they just came in the comments or whatever it was, and was like, hey, I appreciate your post, because I can relate to. I'm literally battling this right now, or going through this, and I appreciate it if you would like, pray for me or keep me in your prayers. I don't mind doing that either, you know. So it's it's a wonderful thing, especially this platform is huge enough to where, like, people from all walks of life can come across your content and get encouraged by it, get inspired by it, get uplifted by it. And so that's what allows for me, of course, when I have time, to keep sharing, because you just never know who's watching. You never know whose life you could be touching in a good way. So that's what allows for me to keep going. When people tell me to keep going, it's like, thank you, you know. And at least you have an understanding of, like, I can't do this all the time, like every single day, like, but when I can, I try to put out as much as I can, so I appreciate each and every one of you for being patient, and for those that give feedback, because it really means a lot. It truly does. And so thank you. And with that in mind, I would appreciate it if you guys would hit the like button on your way out. And thank you for tuning in again. And as always, continue to be safe, continue to stay hydrated and monitor your health, and continue to be blessed and encouraged. Y'all take care and have a good one.